I struggled to find a good way to truly separate a story from the rest, to make it so unique that it's buried so deep in copyright law and intellectual property, it could only be your story. Any attempt to make something similar would be copyright infringement. This is the it of the story. The secret spice. The secret Krabby Patty recipe. This I call the WorldSpark. WorldSpark definition here. A concept, theme, or image unique to your world that is so powerful it drives the story. It's a good description of it. In addition to being a concept, theme, or image, your WorldSpark can also be a place or an object. This is the single most important piece of your world building that is so strong it literally defines your story. Now, before we go any farther, I would like to humbly ask, may I have a like and subscribe, please? And maybe a sub? That would be amazing. Oh dear. Sorry, that was not a good voice to choose. Don't know where that came from. Anyway.
Soon may the weathermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum.
Let's look at a case study to kind of demonstrate this. The first one, maybe you can already hear it coming, from Lord of the Rings. What do you think the WorldSpark is? Do, 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 do. It's the One Ring. Yeah. It's the concept, theme, image, or object that defines the story. It is simple, yet tied to power, corruption, and the world's fate. Let's think of another one that's maybe a little bit more subtle. Let's look at Avatar. Not The Last Airbender, but the blue people. Floating Mountains of Pandora would be a good WorldSpark. Is a visual thing that is so well defined in the show, you see it, you know exactly what movie this is from. It also helps to define Pandora's alien wonder. Now, one of my favorite WorldSparks is the spice from Dune. So much of what takes place in Dune is not possible or could ever be possible without the presence of spice. It is not just a resource, but it is a source of power as well. It is a source of control, manipulation, politics, religion. It drives their very survival, very specifically on Dune, but also in other places as well within that universe. It also affects other elements of world building. It affects cultures. You have the Bene Gesserit that are basically possible because of the vast capacity to be able to go from planet to planet and to have that much dominion over such a large area and influence over it. Wouldn't be able to do that without spice. Not to mention, then you have all of the guild navigators that they're a little bit messed up physically and, mentally as well and emotionally. That entire aspect of world building is created because of the spice, the WorldSpark. From these case studies, you can probably guess there will be degrees of WorldSparks, levels of influence, you could say. By this argument, I would probably put spice as the highest tier of WorldSpark, as the greatest influence over the entire universe it inhabits. Where when you look at the One Ring, the rings do very much influence everything, but that's not like ingrained literally into the cultures of all peoples who live in that universe, like spice is. Pandora, the floating mountains, the Hallelujah Mountains, I think is what they're called from Pandora, are not hugely influential, but they play a huge part in the setting as far as where things take place and as well as just visual identifiers of the universe. One thing that also makes WorldSparks very important is they are highly marketable. Look at the Hallelujah Mountains. You know which movie you're about to go see when you see those. They're very, very identifiable. As well as the Na'vi. They have blue skin. It's literally how the movie is defined. Oh, it's the Avatar with the blue people. Ah, yes. However, considering all those things, they still don't have the impact even that the One Ring does, or even that spice does. They're still WorldSparks. As I've been thinking, it's really hard to find a better example of a WorldSpark than Spice from Dune. Feel free to leave comments down below if you guys have come up with some others. I'd love to hear them. It's also possible I just haven't read some books that you guys have that do have elements from those settings that are very, very strong WorldSparks as well. I'd love to hear what you guys think of that. Now, I want this to be very clear. WorldSparks differ greatly from just interesting aspects of world building. WorldSparks are next level interesting. They define a story. They're not just interesting. In some cases, they are the story. Not just that, but they make the story memorable, marketable. If I were to say to you, may the force be with you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So now the question is, how do we find the WorldSpark in your story? If you want to find out how you can find your story's WorldSpark, take a look at my next video coming out soon. Thank you guys so much for all of the support, likes, comments, and subscribing. It means a lot, and it helps me know what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong to improve on the next video. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Go tell stories, and don't forget, there are no bad ideas, just unfinished ones. Bye.